How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Now today we've got something a little bit special for you. It's some bonus content for the week. It's a massive compilation of some of the scariest video clips going around. So sit back, relax and enjoy. For many teenagers, school is haunted by hormones, acne and unrequited love. In and of itself, these factors are terrifying enough. Unfortunately, for one teacher of a secondary college, a school became haunted by something even more frightening than teenage angst. YouTube channel Paranormal Vision uploaded proof of this phenomenon for all to see. The video, shot in the early morning hours by a teacher of the school in question, begins with the teacher showing us his watch to emphasize the lateness of the hour.
Vamos a ver qué pedo.
He then pans the camera around where we can see that the school grounds are completely empty. The teacher then enters the classroom, walking up to an open window of the room, showing us the outside where all seems quiet.
Se metió un ratero.
Following this, he turns the camera to show some empty seats. A few moments later, something chilling happens. Take a look.
Las bancas. Son las 2:10. A la chingada. No mames.
As you can see, a chair in the back of the room suddenly moves on its own, shoved to the side.
A la chingada. No mames.
The teacher chuckles nervously before another chair does the exact same thing. The teacher quickly leaves the room before the video abruptly ends.
Qué verga.
Viewers of the YouTube clip believe something fishy is definitely going on, though just what's happening here remains debated. One viewer suggested that the movement of the chairs was related to the energy that kids leave at school. It could be that, as the viewer offered, the energy that the students have at school, such as angst, frustration or worry, somehow caused the energy of the room to shift and cause a disturbance during this exact moment.
2:10. A la chingada. Mames.
Others disagree that energy could have anything to do with what's happening here, suggesting perhaps a piece of string was pulled off camera to make the chairs move. So what do you think's been caught on camera here? Is this just a string pulling prankster, or is it something genuinely paranormal? Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
Qué verga.
Dark Ghost Paranormal is an infamous paranormal YouTube channel based in Russia. In this episode, they explore an abandoned school that was once used by the Germans in World War II. The dilapidated ruins of the old school show quite clearly that a fire has ripped through the buildings. Local eyewitnesses say that just prior to the fire, a silhouette of a woman was looking out of one of the windows. Moments later, the entire east wing of the school was aflame. No one could identify the woman, and the exact cause of the fire remains unknown to this day. Dennis, the lead investigator, explores the property looking for clues as to what happened all those years ago. Shortly into the exploration, the OP sets up a spirit box to try and communicate with any spirits that might be present. Take a listen.
Это ты сожгла это помещение?
Да.
To continue the investigation, Dennis sets up a series of cameras around the property. It isn't long before one of them catches something strange. Two doors in one of the burnt-out hallways seem to open by themselves. A short while later, while Dennis explores one of the rooms, something truly eerie happens.
Дай мне знак, если надо где-то еще искать.
Watching that again, while the OP asks for any signs that a spirit might be present, several boxes and chairs slide into the middle of the room. Later, while conducting a spirit box session in the basement of the school, more eerie activity is captured. The lights turn off, and what sounds like running footsteps can be heard all around. After the lights turn back on, his spirit box gives an ominous warning. He then asks what the presence might want.
Что тебе нужно от меня?
The spirit box's response proves too much for the YouTuber as he decides to quickly leave the property. So what's going on at this old abandoned school? Could a dark presence really have been responsible for the fire all those years ago? According to this YouTuber's footage, there's definitely something strange happening at the school, but just what that is remains unknown. In November 2020, Facebook user Gabriel Martinez Navarro decided to visit an abandoned school he had heard rumors about in Mexico. He decided to film his adventure to show friends and followers on social media. However, this outing ends up a little more hair-raising than Navarro would have ever imagined. The clip begins with the uploader driving down a long country road in the middle of the night.
Es que vine a investigar yo solo. Ven.
After a long drive, he arrives at his destination and enters the long abandoned property. Not much is known about the Benito Juarez School. It was built in 1954 and sits on a very secluded parcel of land out in the middle of nowhere. After a period of mismanagement, the school experienced a rapid decline, ultimately becoming abandoned and almost forgotten. Locals who know about the school try to avoid it altogether. They say it's heavily haunted by spirits and dark shadowy figures that roam around at nighttime. As Navarro explores the old buildings, we can see what kind of state it's been left in.
Solo que mira nomás esta sí está abierta.
Then, while taking a look in one of the former classrooms, something eerie happens. Watch.
Puro pinche pedo, no hay ni madres a la verga. Ay, ay, ay.
Watching that again, a plank of wood seems to move all by itself. Then the door to the room just closes. This startles Navarro, who starts to breathe heavily. Perhaps there's some truth to the local legends after all. Unsettled, the OP makes his way out of the room when things take a turn for the worse. Take a look at what happens. It can be hard to see at first, but if we play that back in slow motion and brighten up the image, we can see a face peering out from around the corner of the building. Navarro runs off into the night before the clip abruptly ends. Some viewers thought it might have been a squatter living on the property, keeping a close eye on Navarro. Then, how do you explain the moving plank of wood? Given that locals try to avoid the abandoned school completely and that they believe the site to be haunted, some viewers insist that what we're witnessing here is genuine paranormal activity. A Reddit user named WGoEW shared the following video to our Slaptam subreddit, which was filmed near a playground in Austria. The uploader says he was taking his dog Tyson out for a walk when they came upon a playground that was completely empty. The playground equipment was empty with no kids anywhere in sight, yet in the distance we can see something moving. Take a look. A spinning wheel in the middle of the playground can be seen turning around in circles, despite the fact that there's no one anywhere in sight. Even if a kid did spin this thing rapidly before the cameras started rolling, it surely would have showed signs of slowing down. But in this video, we watch as the wheel continues to spin at the exact same speed throughout the entire duration of the clip. The uploader says he filmed it on a whim and didn't think much of it at the time, but says the longer he thinks about it, the more creepy it is. So what do you think could have caused this playground equipment to move all by itself? Was there an unseen entity there that day that was spinning it? Perhaps the ghost of a deceased child looking to play at the park once more? Let me know your take on this in the comments section down below. With a lengthy history of strange happenings, El Paso is believed to be one of Texas's most haunted cities. In this footage, TikTok user Gabe Vidales might have managed to capture something supernatural at the local high school. The video starts with a wide shot of the main building. Noticing something strange, the camera holder zooms in on one window in particular. Inside the room, there appears to be a mysterious figure lurking in the darkness. Then, a few seconds later, it suddenly vanishes from sight.
Bro, that looks like a man. Why is this? Oh, it just disappeared. Bro, it just disappeared.
In an effort to identify the figure, several viewers have offered their opinions. Everything from a ghost to a burglar and even a janitor has been suggested. While at first the latter two options certainly seem more plausible, the history of the El Paso High School may shed some light on a more paranormal possibility. Over the years, the school has become a hotbed for supernatural sightings, with both students and staff claiming that they've seen spirits roaming the halls. In fact, this photo, which we have featured in a previous video, is widely believed to show a ghost. The image is of a 1985 graduating class of El Paso High School. In the middle of the photo, among the students, stands what appears to be a faded young woman dressed in a white gown. The creepiest thing about the photo is that no one who was there that day when it was taken can recognize the figure, nor do they remember anyone actually standing there in the first place. It's also said that the mysterious figure doesn't appear on the negative. Some believe it could be the ghost of a cheerleader who reportedly committed suicide, throwing herself from the 4th floor of the school after being dumped by her boyfriend. Over the years, many students have claimed to have seen the young girl jump from the same floor, but when they run to help her, there's no one on the ground. Could it be possible that the dark figure captured in Gabe Vidales' video is actually the ghost of the mysterious cheerleader? Let's take one more look at the footage. Let me know what you think in the comments section below.
Why is this? Oh, It just disappeared. Right, it just disappeared.
The following video was posted to TikTok by an account called TyNice125. It was filmed by a security guard that works at a school somewhere in the Philippines. Throughout the video, the security guard walks around the schoolyard premises, looking a little bit on edge. As he walks around the school, it doesn't take long for some truly unsettling things to occur. Take a look.
Ano? Yan. Yun guys, so, yung kita niyo yung mga bangko. Guys. Yan, walang tao dyan guys ha. Tapos yung...
As you can see, the chairs in the classroom begin to move.
Guys, so. Yan guys. Ito yun. Yan guys, so. Kita niyo. So, grabe yung...
The longer the guard films, the more intense the activity becomes.
Ito guys, sobra.
Before long, a mass of chairs and tables push themselves towards the door to the room.
So yan guys, so. Guys. Woo! Good. Guys.
The security guard's reaction definitely seems quite genuine. His facial expressions, accompanied by his body language, all seem to depict the fact that he's quite freaked out about what's going on and has no idea what's actually happening.
So, grabe yung...
The video is quite recent, so there's not much information released regarding the video or the security guard that filmed the encounter. Here's to hoping that this man will no longer have any more terrifying nights at this eerie old school.
Guys. Woo! Good. Guys. So...
Posted to YouTube by user Eric Gunner, the last of these mysterious ghost videos on our list is certainly a creepy one. Following two urban explorers as they investigate a supposedly haunted school, it seems likely that they managed to capture more than they could ever have hoped for. The investigators enter the property in the middle of the night. Everything seems to proceed as normal, with the classrooms being empty. However, just before they set foot in one of the classrooms, the camera pans over what should be an abandoned schoolyard. Instead, the camera captures a glimpse of a small girl standing in the darkness. Strange to say the least, but could it really be a ghost? Later, as the two investigators continue to explore the school, they begin to hear a faint voice.
¿Qué mierda fue eso?
Vents are seen opening, then closing around them when they're not looking, as though they're being pranked by the spirits present in the school.
No, ¿verdad? No, pero mira, está la ventana abierta de nuevo. Y la habíamos dejado cerrada.
Toward the end of the video, the pair make their way into a toilet block and cautiously begin checking to make sure there's no one inside. After making sure that each stall is empty, they decide to leave. However, on the way out, a pair of feet can be seen sticking out from beneath one of the stalls. As the two had just investigated each of the stalls themselves, it seems highly unlikely that they would actually belong to a person hiding in the toilet block. Could these feet belong to the ghostly child they filmed standing in the courtyard earlier in their investigation? If this is indeed the case, it seems that this presence might have simply been out to cause a little bit of childish mischief, and wasn't actually intending to scare the explorers. Still, a presence like that would be spooky enough to drive away most visitors to this eerie schoolyard. yearbooks can already be scary enough thanks to awkward adolescents forever captured in photographs. But what if something else, equally as harrowing, is caught on camera? Slaptam viewer Cory S offers viewers the chance to see something not commonly seen in yearbook photos in his dad's 1984 book. Upon first glance, viewers of the black and white photograph see two young women sitting on a couch in white dresses, smiling for the camera. There are windows that seem to show the trees outside of the house or perhaps a building in the back. Upon closer inspection, viewers can suddenly see something else, what appears to be a man standing behind the window on the left. He appears to be wearing a cap with his hands crossed in front of him, looking directly into the camera. Cory S explains that his father and his father's high school classmates could never identify who the man was in the photograph. While some have suggested that the picture could simply be a case of double exposure, Cory S denies this due to the man's position behind the window frame. Could this man just be a reflection, or could it be a ghostly figure who wanted to leave his mark? Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comments section below. Our first clip of the day comes from Twitter user Cidio Paranormal, and it's fair to say it's raised a few eyebrows as it appears to show a haunted school. The footage seems to come from a security camera placed in one of the school's hallways. We see a small section of lockers and a few chairs. Seconds into the video, a backpack comes flying out of nowhere. Then more strange activity is captured. Watching that again, a poster that's hanging near the dark space on the wall peels itself off. It's then flung across the hallway. Then one of the chairs begins moving across the hall, seemingly all on its own. It's not known exactly where this school is located, so it's hard to dig deeper into the property's history. So for now, all we have to go on is this strange piece of footage. But what do you think? Could the school really be haunted? Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. The following video was uploaded to the YouTube channel Reiwa TV, an overseas psychic or horror video channel. Little is known about the exact location in which it was filmed, however it appears to have been captured somewhere in Japan. The video follows an explorer as she investigates an old building. Unlike similar videos, the property seen in this one looks to be in relatively good condition. As she wanders down a hallway, something strange happens. Take a look. She moves closer to inspect the area, yet seems unable to find any reason for the window's mysterious movement. The explorer then turns to the hallway and soon notices something even more eerie. Take a look. At first, it looks as though there's a ghoulish face watching her from behind the door. However, as she gets closer, you can see that the face actually appears to be hovering in mid-air. It looks skeletal with dark sunken features and inky black hair. Clearly scared, the explorer turns to run when suddenly a door falls off its hinges. The footage then cuts and we're left to ponder just what happened next. This is certainly a very creepy video. If anyone in the audience can tell us what the explorer is saying, we'd love to hear about it in the comment section below. As always, I'll leave a link to the original clip in the description. Graduations are a time for celebrating accomplishments, enjoying your final moments with your classmates, and looking forward to whatever the future has in store. However, not many people can claim their graduations were interrupted by a terrifying ghost encounter. At a ceremony in the Philippines, that's exactly what happened. As the camera holder pans around the group, attempting to capture as many students as possible in the footage, you can clearly see a white, ghostly figure standing on the roof of a nearby building. For a moment, it almost looks as if it's one of the graduating students. The white dress worn by the ghostly entity is an eerie echo of the graduation gowns worn by the students. However, the figure on the roof stands deathly still, watching the students in silence. Many have likened the ghostly figure to the infamous White Lady, a type of spirit often seen all around the world. She's a ghost typically associated with violent, tragic ends, often roaming the earth in a state of grief, sometimes searching for a lost lover or even a child. While it's unclear how many of the graduating students actually noticed the figure standing above them, one thing is for sure, this is certainly some very creepy footage. According to footage uploaded by a local ghost hunter, the Abbeydale Community Centre in Gloucester, UK may be home to something supernatural. The video, shot after hours in the community centre, gives an interior view of an empty room. For the first 25 seconds or so, nothing seems out of the ordinary, until some apparent ghostly activity seems to have been captured on film. Take a look. As you can see, the door to the centre suddenly whips open and slams shut. About 30 seconds after this, more activity is captured. If we watch again, you can see that a chair slowly moves backwards, seemingly all on its own. A few moments later, the camera shooting the footage seems to fall down and the video ends. According to the ghost hunter who caught the footage, the community centre staff and customers have reported hearing various banging sounds and mysterious footsteps that they couldn't explain. This is what motivated him to set up the camera in the first place, though the ghost hunter hadn't really expected to capture anything. As such, he was surprised by what he managed to capture on film. The actions caught in the clip certainly seem to show some poltergeist activity. Are these occurrences a prelude to something more sinister to come? Only time will tell. When Twitter user Shawbury Bunny set out to create a student film, she probably didn't expect to capture any real ghost encounters on camera. However, that's exactly what happened when she began filming this particular scene in the control room of the auditorium. The footage begins with the camera moving steadily down a short, dimly lit hallway.
Knock, go.
As it approaches the door at the end, it suddenly swings open as if pushed forcefully by the actress on the other side. However, as the actress emerges from the darkness, it becomes apparent that it wasn't her who opened it. Confused, she appears to ask the camera holder if someone on their side had opened the door. If you slow the footage down, you can clearly see that no one touched the door from the outside. To make matters even spookier, if you look closely at the darkened room behind the actress, there appears to be a shadowy figure moving behind her. The footage isn't clear enough to make a good impression of who or what it is. However, it seems likely that this ghostly shape could be the culprit for the door's mysterious movement. That, coupled with the fact that the actress has a genuine look of surprise on her face, suggests that these budding filmmakers might have actually captured some paranormal activity on camera. This drawing illustrates accounts that were taken from multiple children in a schoolyard in 1994. Posted to Reddit by user 678990655, the image shows a large disc-shaped object surrounded by 3 smaller objects in a field. Several figures with large dark eyes can be seen emerging as a group of schoolchildren look on. The alleged sighting occurred on September 16, 1994 at the Ariel School outside Ruwa, Zimbabwe. The students were outside during a mid-morning break while the staff remained inside attending a meeting. When they returned from the break, several children reported seeing 1 or more silver objects floating in the sky. According to accounts, these objects descended into a nearby field where they landed among the brush. The students then saw creatures with big eyes and black clothing exiting the craft. Some of the children ran back towards the school, but those who remained had more to report. They say that the beings attempted to communicate with them telepathically. The message was about an incident that was going to happen and warned that humans have to stop polluting the earth. This is one of the most famous UFO cases in Africa, and experts have devoted a great deal of research to the incident. Skeptics have attempted to explain the sighting as a prank or the result of mass hysteria, as some of the supposed eyewitness accounts differ in details. Yet others believe this might be due to the fear and shock of such a harrowing incident. While some of the children believe that the creatures were manifestations of characters from local folklore, experts say that the case presents compelling evidence of an extraterrestrial visit to Earth. This video, uploaded to YouTube by Alan Abbeydale, shows that ghost encounters can often occur when you least expect them. At least that's what happened to this custodial worker at a school in Victoria, Laguna, Philippines. The CCTV security footage shows the cleaner sweeping the floor on an outdoor veranda. When his back is turned, something suddenly begins moving behind him. He doesn't seem to notice, but the objects appear to be moving without human intervention. If you zoom in, it looks as though it's a broom and dustpan that slide across the floor. Some viewers have suggested that the wind could be responsible for their unusual movement. However, both of these objects look far too heavy and there's no other signs of a breeze, particularly when you look at the trees in the background. So what do you think? Could it be possible that the broom and dustpan really were moved by some sort of supernatural force? Or is it more likely that the cleaner was simply the brunt of a creepy practical joke? Let me know what you think about this one in the comments section below. Kakya Sobrenatural is a popular YouTube channel that focuses on investigations of various spooky locations. In this video, the team explores an abandoned school that is rumoured to be haunted. While conducting an EVP session in one of the rooms, the team hears a strange noise coming from outside. As they search the area, the camera holder turns, catching sight of something strange in the distance. It seems to be a ghostly looking figure staring at them from another building. Spooked, the team returns to the room to gather their composure. However, when they venture outside for a second look, the mysterious figure is nowhere to be seen. So does this sighting prove the rumours that this school really is haunted? Watch the footage again and judge for yourself. This freaky ghost video was uploaded to Instagram by Tuncay's channel. School may be out for the day, but that doesn't mean the building's empty. As the video opens inside a school after hours, we're treated to a series of lights flashing on and off across multiple classrooms. They're across the other side of the school about 10 meters away. As the lights flicker on and off, we can clearly see that there's nobody in the room. So what's making the lights behave so strangely? The camera holder and their companions investigate by walking around the balcony to get a better view. However, before they can make it over, all the doors eerily open up by themselves. Alarmed, the group jumps back in surprise. Seconds later, chairs from inside the rooms begin flying outside. They go crashing into the balcony rails. The group runs away terrified. The entire time they're running, chairs are being thrown and even making their way to the bottom floor of the school, where they smash against the ground. These freaky ghost videos show that even centres of education aren't safe from hauntings. What would you do if your school turned out to be haunted? So if you love this massive compilation, then why not check out our other ones here? Or there's a giant playlist here that you can binge on for hours. Leave us a comment down below which one of these clips you thought was the weirdest or scariest. We love getting your feedback. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time. Peace!